Speed Duel is a fast-paced alternative format for Yu-Gi-Oh! Using regular cards and throwing in skills to shake things up, making some unused cards more viable, allowing more anime strategies to come to life. Join us as we progress through each Speed Duel product release and draft each skill available at that time before battling it out in Speed Duel Skill Draft. The Speed Duel starter decks Twisted Nightmares were released May 15th, 2020, and feature cards used by Bakura and Marek. 4 new skills were introduced with these decks, 2 of which have received erratas. We will be using the release version of these skills until the release of the GX Duel Academy box. Inner Conflict allows you to pay half your life points to take control of a monster your opponent controls until the end phase, but it cannot attack directly this turn. Into the Darkness Below lets you discard 1 normal Fiend monster each turn to either draw 1 card, or if you have 4 or more Fiend monsters with different names in the graveyard, add 1 monster from your deck to hand. Shadow Reborn lets you, once per duel, pay half your life points and special summon 1 monster from either graveyard, but your opponent takes no battle damage this turn. And Twisted Personality, that each time a player loses life points, a counter is placed on it, and once per turn, either 2 counters can be removed to discard 1 random card from your opponent's hand, or 3 can be removed to destroy 1 card on the field. Alex lost last set, so he drafts first and takes Inner Conflict. I take Twisted Personality, and Alex takes Shadow Reborn, leaving me with Into the Darkness Below. So this is the deck we're bringing to today's game. This is Twisted Personality Warriors. So Twisted Personality has received an errata, but we'll be playing with the pre-errata version, which basically says each time you or your opponent loses life points, place 1 counter on this card, max 3. Once per turn during your main phase, you can use one of the following skills: remove 2 counters, discard a card from your opponent's hand, or remove 3 counters, destroy a face-up card your opponent controls. So to get this effect going off as much as possible, we want to be taking damage, and we want Alex to be taking damage, and then rack up our counters, and we can use this to just keep plussing by popping Alex's cards either from his hand or his field. So the way that we're going about that is we're kind of putting this inside of a warrior beatdown kind of core, and that just consists of Gearfried, Blade Knight, and Command Knight. Gearfried is an interesting one. It does kind of counter Moth a little bit in case Alex tries to equip it. It also just stops things like Dark Necrofear if Alex is on something like that, so it's just generically quite a good card, and 1800 bodies, nothing to snuff at. Blade Knight stops flip effect monsters and can go up to 2000 attack, which again is really, really good. And Command Knight, 1900 defense and boosts warriors by 400. This will put Gearfried up to 22, Blade Knight potentially up to 24, and itself up to 16. So pretty good core in general. These cards just tend to work really well together. So for our other kind of staples, we're on Offerings to the Doomed. Target 1 face-up monster on the field, destroy the target, skip your next draw phase. Skipping your draw phase does kind of suck, but quick play destruction is really, really good. And then the other kind of core staple card we're on is Zoma the Spirit. This card is completely broken. So special summon this card in defense position as an effect monster, comes out with only 500 defense, but has 1800 attack. And it's still a trap card, so it can still be destroyed by things like Dust Tornado. If this card summoned this way is destroyed by battle, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the attack of the monster that destroyed it. So on top of being an 1800 body that can be special summoned, it's also got a really insane burn effect. So that's just really, really good. And our deck, we want to be burning, we want to be doing damage with an 1800 attacker, so it just works really well with Twisted Personality. So now for a few more of the niche cards. We're a Nightmare Wheel. So this card can stop an opponent's attack, which is pretty good. The monster then cannot attack at all, which is just good. Just stop the monster from attacking. It's kind of a slow burny card, and then inflict 500 damage to your opponent. That monster must be on the field to activate and resolve this effect. So this is an interesting one because we can stop a monster from attacking, which can protect our monsters, but then burn Alex. Then we can use that burn to gain counters on Twisted Personality, and then if that monster is too big for us to deal with, we can use Twisted Personality to pop it and then attack through. Then the other kind of niche card we're on is Prideful Roar. Now this is a pretty interesting one. So during damage calculation, if your monster battles an opponent's monster with higher attack, pay life points equal to the difference in attack, your monster gains attack equal to that difference plus 300 during damage calculation only. So this card will make us pay life points, which will trigger Twisted Personality. Then our monster will be 300 attack points higher than Alex's, so we'll then deal 300 damage to Alex, which will then trigger Twisted Personality and put another counter on it. So it's a really good combat trick that will allow us to always win combat and let us gain extra counters on Twisted Personality, which is exactly what we want to be doing. So it's just really, really, really good. And I'm not sure if this card will see much play outside of this deck, but this is definitely a good card. It's just, is it better than the other traps we have access to? So the extra deck doesn't really matter because we're not on Waking the Dragons. And in the side deck, we have 2 Twister, 2 Half Shut, and 2 Dust Tornado. Twister and Dust Tornado are just spell trap removal in case you want to get rid of things like Zoma the Spirit. And Half Shut is a pretty interesting one. One face-up monster from the field cannot be destroyed battle this turn, also its attack is halved. So this means we can protect one of our monsters from destruction and then take damage, which means Twisted Personality will get counter. But also we can use this on one of Alex's monsters, halve its attack, and then ram it with 3 of our monsters and get just a ton of damage in, possibly killing Alex straight away. So this is the deck. We are pretty confident in it. I think this is a pretty powerful deck, and I think this was quite a good meta deck back in the day. But we'll see how it goes. So let's fire into the game and see what Alex has got for us. So, speed. We are still on Twisted Nightmares, which is the Bakura and Marek packs, which means we have a lot of Fiends, we have a lot of Burn, we have a lot of kind of villainous cards amongst us. And it'll be interesting to see what you have brought, because, again, like the last starter decks we played with, there are only 4 skills going around, which means 2 each, which means over the course of our 3-episode series, we will have to use a card that is not from the pack, which means you will either be on your Marek skill, which I believe is Darkness Reborn, which lets you bring back a monster from either graveyard, or something completely different from the rest of your skill pool. And that means that I will be on either my Marek skill, which is Twisted Personality, or, again, something random from my pool.
Yep.
So it's a bit weird, just because this set, I think, is super impactful, right? We have such powerful staples from these starter decks, like Tribute to the Doomed, Offerings to the Doomed. Then you've got like the staples that are a bit more arseholey, like Nightmare Wheel, Zoma the Spirit. And then you get kind of just arsehole cards in general, like Lava Golem, right? Which those cards are really good and are really powerful. But so, obviously, Speed Duel has a lot of things in common with Duel Links, right? They both have 4,000 life points, you both start with less cards in hand, they both have skill cards. What they did in Duel Links, eventually, they didn't start off with this, is they made all burn effects in Duel Links do half of the damage, because you have half the life points. So when you Lava Golem someone in Duel Links, it ticks for 500 instead of 1,000.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Now, they haven't done that in Speed Duel. And because of that, a lot of the burn effects feel a lot more powerful than perhaps they should be. But then again, Speed Duel is supposed to be a very fast format. You're supposed to end the game very quickly. And a lot of our games actually do tend to drag on. Like, we kind of take the speed out of Speed Duel a little bit. But I guess that's because we're using some of the less powered skills a lot of the time. We're not like playing these like top tier super meta decks.
Yeah.
Saying that, I do think the deck I'm bringing today is quite strong. So I am looking forward to see what you're bringing, if yours is going to be just as strong or not. Shall we just fire straight in?
Let's go.
Ooh.
Oh.
Hey. Right, we'll go second. Let's see what's going on. So 24 card deck. Oh, we are both on our Marek skills. Now, do you remember what my Marek skill does?
Something about counters and then removing counters.
Yeah, so this card has been errated, but the pre-errata, which is what we're playing with, is each time either of us loses life points, I can place a counter on it. And once per turn during my main phase, I can either remove 2 counters from it and discard 1 card from your hand, or remove 3 counters from it and destroy 1 card you control. Sorry, one face-up card you control.
Oh, well, your skill needs to start flipped over then.
Yes, you are correct.
There it is.
I should probably read my own skill, or at least the first line.
I'm gonna set and end.
Alright, draw for turn. Stand by main. We will start by... I will normal summon Blade Knight.
Okay.
So if I have 1 or less cards in my hand, it gains 400 attack, and if I have no other monsters, it negates the effect of flip effects that he destroys in battle. So I'll set 2, then go straight to battle, and declare an attack. Okay, so Dark Mimic's effect is negated, and I will then end my turn.
Oh dear. Well, I'll set 2. So I'll activate Light Beam.
Ooh.
Target that.
Well, you have sent offerings to the doom to the graveyard.
Unfortunately, I've got to end.
Draw standby main. Well, let's normal summon Gearfried. Anything on summon?
Either buy a equipped card, destroy that equipped card. No.
Set back row, which means Blade Knight will get boosted to 2000. Enter battle phase. Declare an attack. So because you lost life points, I get to put a counter on this. And then attack for 2000.
Oops. Oh, no, too many.
And then get an end phase and pass the turn.
Oh, that's game.
Have you bricked that hard?
Yeah.
Just all the bad back row.
Yeah. Go second.
Okay. I have to remember to flip my skill over. What? Alright, we will normal summon Gearfried, set a back row, and pass.
Okay. I am going to set.
Okay.
I'm going to activate Tribute to the Doomed.
Ooh, that's a good one. Okay.
Discarding Gap.
Ooh, still on the Gap. That is one thing as well. We misplayed with Gap so much last week. And by that I mean completely misread the card. So Gap has a floodgate effect that is always active that forces monsters into attack mode, and we just kept putting things in defense.
Oh, yeah. Fuck. I had just assumed that was when he came out onto the field.
No, I completely forgot that line of text existed. I was like, oh yeah, he's the guy that gets bigger by revealing cards.
Well, I'm going to normal summon Gilgarth.
Yep. Can't do anything about that.
And go to battle and attack directly.
I will do nothing and take the 18 and gain a counter on Twisted Personality.
And
Draw for turn, stand by main. We will normal summon Blade Knight. Anything in response to the summon.
Yes. Dust Tornado your back row.
Ah. Well, goodbye Prideful Roar. A new card. Also, I love the art on this card so much. It's so sick with like Breaker the Magical Warrior versus Mobius the Frost Monarch.
That's pretty sweet.
So I'll set a back row, which means my Blade Knight will go up to 2000 attack. Go to battle, and we will attack your Gilgarth.
Yep.
And then we will gain a second counter and end the turn.
Okay. Set. Going to activate my skill.
Yep. Once I pay
half
half
my
my life points. And because you've paid life points, I'll gain a counter on Twisted Personality. Gap. So that means your right. So before you do this, do you want to take back your set?
No.
Because your monster will be forced into attack position.
That's okay. That's fine.
Okay.
Go to battle. Swing.
So this is where I have to think. So you'll kill this. I'll lose a little bit of life points. But then I have to deal with New Doria. So I actually need to do this. I will activate Nightmare Will targeting Gap.
Okie dokie.
Right. Draw, standby, main. During my standby phase, is this? Yeah, so you lose 500 life points. I can't gain another counter on Twisted Personality because it caps out at 3. We will... I mean, yeah, this is a bit funky, but we will remove all 3 counters to pop Gap, which will also destroy my Nightmare Will. Then we will normal summon Blade Knight, who again, because I have 1 or less cards on my hand, will also get a boost. Set, go to battle. We will attack with this one. So that'll be 800 damage. You'll pop the other one, I'm guessing.
Yep.
I'll gain another counter, and then pass the turn. Right, draw, standby main. I guess we'll use the other effect and discard a card from your hand.
To groove.
Set, battle phase, attack, and if that's a flip effect, it will be negated because it's the only guy I've got. And then pass the turn. Yeah, I assume this is a attack. If I can find it. Oh, okay. Okay. To defense. We're still in this. We're still in this. You have to got to fight through both my back row, though, which is probably going to be a tricky one. Your turn. Ooh. During your end step, I will activate Zoma. Move it here in defense mode. Start the turn. Standby main. Change this to attack. Change this to attack. Normal summon Command Knight. Set. Battle phase. Attack with 24. Oh, you get to pop 1, but then I get to kill you the other.
Yeah, well, Zoma.
Yeah, I did
Damn,
just
I didn't
draw this
see.
off the top, so...
Oh, it's annoying.
And we can play game 3. Hopefully you'll see your win con. Well, Command Knight. Not Command Knight, that's Blade Knight. Different Knight. Set 2 and pass the turn. So he gets the 400 boost.
Set. That. And
Draw. Standby main. We will normal summon the Mighty Gearfried. Set a back row. Go to battle. Guess we'll get a little bit cheeky. We'll attack for the 18. Ooh, that's pretty good. Goodbye. We will pass the turn on that. I want to get the 2000 damage in. Put you on a clock. Alright, during your end step, we will activate Zoma the Spirit.
okay.
Move this over here. Start a turn, then we'll just change to attack mode during our turn. Set a back row. Battle phase. We will attack with Zoma. And then we will attack for 18 with Gearfried. Assuming that goes through, I'll gain a counter. Oh, he's not going through. Alright. 2 defense mode with you. And we'll pass the turn.
Big Zoma. It's 18.
Yeah, this thing has no business being 18, right?
Yeah.
I feel like he's probably going to be a staple going forward, just because being able to special summon an 18 is just bonkers. On top of the bird effect as well.
Let's oop. Main.
Alright, start turn. Standby main. Let's back to attack. Go to battle phase. Declare an attack with Zoma. We'll get a draw. Get in for 18. Does it actually go through this time? No, it will not. Pass the turn.
Had to activate Allure of Darkness.
Okay. Going for that deep draw.
Bash of Dark. Banish.
Okay.
Set. Normal summon Gilgarth.
Yep.
Go battle. Try and be ever
Is
carefree.
there a reason to keep him alive? Yes. I'll try and activate Nightmare Wheel, targeting your Gilgarth. Any response?
No.
Okay. I'm always worried that you're going to Dust Tornado it. Alright, draw for turn. Standby main. Change this to attack. With a normal summon Command Knight, who will give all my warriors a 400 boost. Anything on summon?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Goodbye, Command Knight. We'll go to battle phase. We will attempt to crash into Gilgarth, which will trigger Zoma's effect. Okay, you're killing, yeah, 2 grave. Oh, you did lose 500 life points for Nightmare Wheel, by the way.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I guess we'll crash.
Yep.
I don't like it, but we'll pass on that.
Okay, I'm gonna Night Beam that.
Stop Night Beaming my prideful roars.
Yay. Let's set this.
Mm-hmm.
Going to. The end.
Alright, for your end step, here it comes. Start turn, standby main, change it to attack. Normal summon. Gains the 400. Set back row, go to battle. I guess we'll attack with Zoma.
Yep.
Which one you popping? Go for him. And pass the turn.
Sent. End.
Draw for turn. Stand by mate. We'll set another back row. Go to battle. And we will attack into your defense monster. Well, goodbye. But he wasn't destroyed by battle, so I don't get his effect. Alright, we just got a 1900 butt to get over now.
Yeah, that 1900, but
Let's see it if you want. There you go.
I'm not too certain how I'm going to get over it.
I can think of one thing that Fiends can do. In fact, I can think of 2 things that Fiends can do. One of them requires a tribute summon, the other one does not.
Yeah.
I think it's the back row that's going to be scarier here.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to activate my skill.
Okay, so if you use that, I will gain another counter.
That's fine.
Ciao.
I'm going to... Special summon your Blade Knight.
Oh,
And then tribute your Blade Knight.
okay. Forgot. Which means my guy's changed to attack mode. Whoa. He does gain the 400 boost, so he's currently 16.
Yep. Okay, battle. When?
So he's up in attack mode now, which means he is active and able to do things. I will. Your favorite card, Nightmare Wheel on Gap. We've seen this play 100 times. I think the Gap is the only thing I've Nightmare Wheeled.
Maybe.
Can't think now.
You Nightmare Wheel of Gilgarth at some point?
Maybe? Yes, I did actually in last game. Alright, so draw for turn. You'll lose 500 life points during my standby.
Yep.
We'll go to main phase, and then we will activate Offerings to the Doomed, which is game unless you have a Sphere Karibo. So send this to grave, set a back row, go to battle, and then declare an attack. Oh! Okay, okay. Pass the turn. Oh, I had the discard. I had the Twisted Personality for it. I had the perfect out, and I just didn't see it.
Also, what should you do defense?
Sphere Kariba just changed to defense, didn't it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I also gained a counter when you got burned for Nightmare Will.
Yeah, it's a game. Because again, I'm not.
I mean, I can only put face up, so I have to draw a monster here. Oh, we drew a monster. Change to attack, go to battle, attack. Yeah, so I assume you were waiting for Necrofit, right?
Yeah.
And then just never saw it.
Never saw it.
Yeah, it sucks, man. I mean, what can you do if you don't draw it right?
Allure of Darkness to draw it, but
yeah.
Allure of Darkness didn't get it out either.
I mean, I think the only thing you could have done would be just run slightly less cards in the deck right here on 24. But even then, there's no guarantee you're going to see it. Yeah, so you look at Twisted Personality as a skill, right? And it's because at the moment it's each time either of us lose life points. And in my mind, there are two ways to get that done. Either I burn the shit out of you with really super not fun cards. Like I literally try and lock you down, make it so you can't play the game. Or I like have a lot of cost paying cards that cost life points, and there aren't that many in Speed. Like I was on the Prideful Roar, which was a this card kind of does both, right? I pay life points to lose to make your guy lose attack, and then because my guy will be 300 more than you, I'll then win the combat, and then I will get 2 charges on Twisted Personality. And so that was generally the kind of strat we were going for. But Twisted Personality is super, super good. Just being able to basically for free pop your cards or get cards out of your hand is just so good. Like especially in like a slow kind of control matchup, it's going to be unbelievably powerful. You just see so much value. The only times this card really didn't do a lot is when you just kept setting cards. And I'm like, well, I only pop face-up cards. So if you just keep putting ones in defensive mode, this card doesn't do anything. But yeah, so I didn't want to just bring the same deck as last time and just have like the exact same kind of Fiend v Fiend matchup going. And I also didn't want to just play like this really boring burn control. So I kind of went for this warrior beatdown with just kind of all the new staples. So Prideful Roar, I don't know if this card's going to be a staple going forward, but it's a pretty good one because it's during damage calculation, which means it's very hard to interact with. Yeah. Offerings to the Doomed is just super, super good. I don't know if I'm going to keep playing Nightmare Wheel. It was good in this deck specifically because of Twisted Personality, but I think this card is a little bit weak outside of Twisted Personality. This card, though, is the problem card, I think. Zoma the Spirit is such an arsehole card. Like, it is so good. Now, obviously it has the weakness of Spell Trap Destruction gets rid of it. So I think this card on its own might be the reason to start playing more Spell Trap Destruction, just because having an 1800 that could be special summoned and burns your opponent if it gets killed by battle is really, really good. So the fact it has the weakness of being able to be easily destroyed by things that destroy monsters or spell traps means I guess that's kind of how it's quote-unquote balanced, but it still seems really, really strong. So I'm probably going to start bringing a bit more Spell Trap Destruction in the future in case you start running this card as well. Oh, I don't know. Shadow Reborn was an interesting one. Because basically both of your skills that you've brought so far have both been used to tribute, effectively. Like, at one point you tributed by Blade Knight, and then within a conflict you were taking my stuff to tribute it. I mean, obviously you don't have to use it in that way, but that were kind of the 2 ways you were using it. Which is an interesting one, because we haven't been seeing much tributing going on, I think, in Speed. Like, my deck has no tribute monsters. Like, my monsters I basically just got the 3 monsters, right? Which is this, and then the old Gearfried. And then these cards are only in here because of their synergy of being warriors, right? I was like, I just want to play... Because that was the other thing. Warriors was a deck I played a lot in TCG, especially when these cards all came out. Like Command Knight and Blade Knight both came out in the same set of tins. And because of that, they were very easily accessible, even if you didn't have like a ton of money. So because of that, I used to play both of these cards a ton. And I really love the like the Command Knight boosting the power of all your warriors. All we need now is like Marauding Captain. and then I've got my my old warrior deck from back in the day. Oh, but yeah, GG, man.
GG.